I am here at WSIS 2012 forum with Lakshmi Vaidyanathan, representative of a very active NGO in India. You will tell us the name of it. Welcome, and you are also a prize winner for your initiative. So please tell us a couple of words about the name of the initiative and what it includes.
Very happy to do so. Thanks, Roxandra. The thing is, I represent the organization called Rural Technology and Business Incubator, that is RTBI. We're based out of the southern part of India, Chennai, and primarily we are a business incubator which is looking at supporting rural and social inclusive ventures. And these are ventures, we are a very young organization, about 5 years old, and we have about 23 different initiatives under that, different ventures which are being started under this. And these are primarily ventures which are looking at or which can impact positively capacity building, livelihood generation, products and services for the rural and social underserved market. So that is the opportunity space of interest for us.
And tell us a little bit about the initiative that won you the prize at the WSIS Forum 2012.
So basically the overall RTBI model comes under the C6 E-enablement category of the WSIS Forum. We applied under this category, and primarily the entire model basically uses business incubation in combination with what we call the exploratory work, which is a prior phase to business incubation, where we actually run field trials and tests in certain areas where India is a very large area, and sometimes there is no clear history or prior experiences in certain segments. So we try to work on creating some of those experiences. That way the entrepreneurs who are coming on board can actually leverage some of these prior experiences to build on and to create a successful company which with price points and costs which are making the whole company successful. So that's basically the idea that we were looking at. So the entire model is what we were presenting for the WSIS Forum.
Could you give us a couple of examples of how this initiative has already been successful?
Sure. So I'm very happy to talk about a couple of our companies. So we have 23 companies, and a couple of our companies which are working in this space. The first company that we incubated was a company called Desi Crew, which is a rural BPO company. So in India you have the BPO segment, that is business process outsourcing segment. What happened was that with the IT revolution, a lot of software work happened out of India, and then came the business process outsourcing, where there were a lot of call center support, in fact call centers elsewhere in the world which were actually manned by Indians in India. And the question that we were actually looking at is it possible to take some of these kind of services, shift it from urban India to rural, so the rural India livelihood opportunity space increases, and some of these services can actually be provided to urban India or to requirements. For example, we have a very large digitization requirement, and whether that can be done. So Desi Crew was looking at this opportunity space, and they have about 5 centers in very different parts of rural India, in towns, and one is in a village. So they were looking at whether it's possible to actually provide this service from there, and that way enable livelihoods for people in that area. So they've been successful in that model, and right now they are at the point where they are looking to scale, and this year they are working on scaling. So maybe in 1 or 2 years time they will actually be ready for mainstream VC funding, and that's the stage that they are in. So similarly, we have another company which is looking at creating solar energy platforms for home lighting, and Intellizon is a company, and they are looking to provide solutions for home lighting leveraging the solar space, and this is very valuable. They've been able to reach about 5.5 lakh, a lakh is 100,000, so 5.5 lakh people by their solutions. In a very different space, we also have something for the disabled. One of the companies working on a product for the disabled segment, for the cerebral palsy kids. They are actually looking at creating an ICT kit which can enable these kind of children to communicate better. So cerebral palsy kids cannot always verbalize what they want to say, but they're quite smart. So if there was a way to help them to communicate what they want to say, using pictures. This is something that this particular kit aims to do, and the company which has been actually winning some awards in India for this particular kit called Avaz is the company called Invention Labs. So like this, we have different companies which are creating a variety of ICT enabled solutions and different solutions. There is a very recent company which is looking at improving the quality of organic milk supply in India by similarly using ICT for livelihood management. There is also another young company which is looking at providing healthcare diagnostic services using the mobile.
So India is very well known for being this very active innovation hub in a way. So I'd like to ask you, as from a civil society point of view, as an initiative, as an NGO, what do you believe are the priorities for India in terms of the information society and its advancement post 2015, which is the landmark date set by the UN for the Millennium Goals?
Yeah, so I think so we are looking at a business incubation model, and that is a model which allows for a variety of ICT based solutions. But if you come back to your specific question in terms of broad categories under which ICT can play an important role, even in a country like India, powerful e-governance deployment is a very important priority, which I think ICT can make a change, and there have been a lot of attempts or a lot of initiatives in India which are happening in this space. Similarly, there are the mobile as a very wonderful tool for bridging the gap. Allows for a variety of different kind of initiatives around the mobile, for example training, skill building initiatives and things like that. So the question, education initiatives basically. So education is another very large requirement. So these are, I think, broadly potential priority areas. But if I were to also look at from the perspective that where we are operating, business incubation, I think India as a society is, the startup space is not very easy, and if there is a way by which one can actually enable such companies, such startup initiatives and innovations like what we are trying to do in a slightly large scale manner, that would be an awesome initiative. And I think ICT has, there have been multiple initiatives around ICT. There have been the Power of Ideas programs and variety of business plan competitions and initiatives in India trying to reach out to the entrepreneur or the person who has a wonderful idea which can actually make a difference. So I think these are wonderful initiatives. I hope that many of them scale and really may be able to reach out to far off places and the different corners of India, which are some of the corners which are really disconnected. So I think also infrastructure is a very key thrust area. So these are some of my thoughts.
We then look forward to hear more of these initiatives, and we hope that they become stronger every forum that we organize. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Roxandra. It's wonderful to talk to you.